Pentagon UFO whistleblower Luis Elizondo is the real deal, okay? He spent years of his life in service, and he has been the tip of the spear in fighting for transparency. Now, I'm hearing something that I don't understand and I don't like, but I've got to talk about it. Investigative journalist Ross Coulthart, who I also like and respect, and he's been on this show many times with Lou, is now saying something that I don't know if he's just looking for clicks. I mean, he gets plenty anyway covering UAPs, but he said this.
That I think Lou needs to be more forthcoming about his past roles. There are people who bitterly resent and don't think it's a good idea that Lou be appointed to a position of power in UAP transparency because they think that he was part of a previous agenda that was essentially to try to control the narrative, to restrict what the public is entitled to know about the UAP disclosure. I've spoken to people in the legacy program who knew Lou. Lou, I know a lot of people, and they know you, and I know you can't speak about the role that you've held within the legacy program, but you did.
Luis Elizondo, now, your response.
Well, look, I think Ross is an excellent investigative journalist. Personally, I like him. I think he's done tremendous work for disclosure and where we are today in the conversation. I find it interesting that just weeks ago, according to some on social media, I had nothing to do with the UFO program or the Pentagon or ATIP. And now, apparently, I ran everything involving UFOs and the legacy program. So I don't know exactly where Ross is getting his information. I suspect he has sources. Really, that's not really my concern. I've always had a lot of respect for Ross. For me, any chance I get to talk about disclosure and transparency, look, I've dedicated the last 10 years of my life being forthcoming with the American people about the reality of UAP, UFOs. In fact, one only has to look at my resignation memo, for the record, that I wrote to Secretary Mattis, James Mattis at the time. You know, I've committed myself to transparency to the degree that I could. It is true that I have a security clearance.
So that's the space. That's the space, Lou, right? Because up till that point, I think Ross would agree with everything you just said, until right here. But you were in the legacy program. You've never really talked about it. Is that because you can't? And if you can't, do you think it's fair of Ross to say, well, then you still should?
Yeah, well, first of all, I didn't say I was part of the legacy program. And let me make this clear too, Chris, and I'm sure you can appreciate this. When you work for the government and you have a security clearance, there's always these statements, you know, we cannot confirm or deny. And people always take that as some sort of implicit yes. But the reality is that's not at all what that means. There are classified programs out there. And if someone were to ask me, Lou, were you part of, I don't know, Project X with the M1 Abrams tank? Even if I wasn't, if it's a classified program, I would have to say I can't discuss that. In fact, I can't even acknowledge that. And for those of you in your audience that have security clearances, they will relate to that tremendously. And so I think it's important. A lot of times people infer things, especially in the world of social media, and where, you know, people like yourself, you might say something that gets taken out of context, or I say something that's getting taken out of context, and all of a sudden it kind of grows legs, if you will, and starts to take on its own life. The truth of the fact is that I've always been very clear. I worked in a program called ATIP. I have committed myself for the last 10 years of my life for truth and transparency to the American public. And at the same time, me being on this program where we're talking about me, Luis Elizondo, instead of disclosure, and I have an opportunity to use this in order to raise awareness about the reality that our government has been involved in this topic for decades, then that's a small price to pay. I'm willing to do that. And by the way, again, for the record, I think Ross is an excellent investigative journalist.
No, I get it. I get it. You're not trashing Ross. I get it.
No,
and I consider you a friend. And I appreciate you clarifying it. And look, Ross can put meat on the bones of what it is he wants to talk to you about specifically, and you can do it right here if you both want. Thank you for being on, Luis Elizondo.
Absolutely.
We'll talk more. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.